Kevin, look! He's here! I know you haven't seen Kevin for a while, and since myself, him, and the cat were the only ones home, I needed to share my absolute excitement for this. Now then, let's get the blade out and start cracking this box open, which I actually did open this right as I got it, and it's a bit embarrassing because this figure actually got released on time, and it's the extra large pop-up parade Erza Scarlet by Good Smile Company. For all you new or returning, hello, I am Olive Blade and very warm welcome to my Wonderland. So this figure actually got released on time in January, but as you know, Ami has had quite a lot of delays this year as far as postage, which is frustrating, especially if you're paying DHL fees or FedEx fees and you're still waiting extra time to get your package, which I know it's busy and I do have a lot of patience, but I was eccentric to have something actually come out on time. I think I ended up getting this, it came out on the 12th of January, I believe, or it's the 12th or 20th, and then it took probably just under a month to be posted. And then their postage actually got really good because I had some March orders that came on time too, and actually really quickly. But now I got Sleek recently, and it's just I think they're having a bit of delays at the moment, but probably because of all the packages that come out at the same time, probably. You'd think everyone would try to stretch it out a bit, but anyone who pre-orders knows that that does not happen at all. Anyway, we cracked her out of the box. Gorgeous artwork as it always from Ami. Just comparing to my knife there, this is quite the big box. Fingers crossed, I was hoping she would be very close scale to my 1/4 Erza by freeing, but we'll see. Super keen. The box is quite simple. I love the pictures, but I'm not a big fan how it's kind of like football. It makes me think of a football team, just the colours on the box. Don't you think? Just like a soccer, that kind of football. But yeah, no, the front at least is lovely. Cracking her open. Need to finally break her out of this plastic prison. And yeah, the box inside, not really that impressive. Anyway, they have wrapped her really well, and it's good to see that she actually fits in the box, you know, like not too much extra space, just enough. Though I would have liked a little bit more at the top of the top of her head, as we'll see here. I'm like, oh, of course the tape has to be right in the middle, which makes sense because that's the area that's probably going to be breached first. But I was like, oh, how am I going to cut this? This blade is so sharp. Even with the bubble wrap on top of her head, I'm just like, ugh. But we got it. And just here, this is me showing how close. But I think the thick bubble wrap probably is very make me feel a bit better about this, considering the smaller pop-up parades don't have anything on the top of their head protecting. And I've seen quite a few videos, including me just being careful, that looks like you're just gonna easily cut the figure. But I digress. Moving on to the base, very simple. I'm glad it's not coloured, but it is a bit, I mean, the price of the figure for me was like 250 AUD. That is pretty awesome. So as long as the main figure's good, I'm not going to have too much gripe, but I just don't know why they can have like a clear acrylic base and not that. I know they can scratch, but it just gives it a bit of a more of an expensive feel. You know, like just a, I don't know, a bit more complimentary to the beautiful figure it had. Talking which, oh, look at this sword! I love having giant swords for my collectibles, and this is pretty awesome, especially because it's a sword, her, you know, usual one, and it's pretty cool having a really big version of this. I can't help it, I mean, come on, look at it, it's so cool. Do you feel like a bit of pathetic one person? Okay, you can see I had a bit too much fun with this one. Alright, I'll put it down. I'm sorry, not sorry. Okay, now let's finally get her out. It's lovely. She's almost like, you know, porcelain dolls are put into a plastic wrap, kind of like this. But pick her up. Oh, did you see that? She is a hefty girl. She is quite a heavy figure, that's pretty cool. So then I'm like, oh, base, you better be a good base because this is such a beautiful figure. Anyway, taking off like the bubble wrap doll covering. And oh my goodness, I'm already just like greeted with her gorgeous hair painted there, and I'm like, oh, I had to cut it because I just start looking at the figure. I'm like, okay, let's put it together, then we can have a look at her. She slips into the base relatively easy. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting there, but obviously not that easy. And yeah, now let's take off the protective plastic. They've gone to so much effort to make sure that she comes packaged very well. 10 plus for packaging. Box, though, I'm still disappointed how it looks like a football design. Anyway, to the figure of hand, as long as the figure comes not broken or damaged, I think that must be a win for everyone. Because after all, we're not buying a box, we're buying a figure. Right, now, let's get your sword on. I don't know why my camera just cut there as I pulled it out, but yeah, it pulls out at the end. I don't think it has instructions, but I thought if it's just like the pop-up parade, then it should do the same thing, and luckily I was right. The logic worked in this case. But then I'm like, okay, I gotta carefully just slip it up, just wiggle it in, because I didn't want this side of like the wing of the blade to scrape the skirt, pay transfer. I'm like, oh, okay, it does go in this angle. How did they get it in without scratching it? But anyway, again with the football kind of flag thing in the background, I don't know. I'm sorry, it obviously annoys me a bit aesthetic wise. Anyway, I tried pushing it straight, but you saw that didn't work at all. So you just carefully wriggle it in gently and hope, and you just pray. If anything, if there's paint transfer to be had, I'd rather it inside the hand than on the side of the skirt. So yeah, just extra pressure, try to get up as far as I can. I think it had like, I gotta push it up like a teeny weeny bit more. And now looking back, it kind of annoys me, but I can always fix that. And then just gonna pop in the top to seal the deal. And unlike the smaller pop-up parade, it wasn't as annoying. That tiny piece, could you imagine losing that? That is just, yeah, no, I think you could be able to find this piece probably more easily. Anyway, there we go. She's all together and looking just absolutely magnificent. Now, before I give my final thoughts on the figure, let's have a look at a quick showcase to show all those lovely details. Well, what can I say? And let's pop her in with the gang here just to show a side-by-side comparison. While I just talk about this figure. As you saw in the showcase, she is just crisp and gorgeous. It's not the most dynamic pose, but it looks quite natural, just the relaxed pose, but still showing her strength and stance in her personality. I really do love this figure. Would have loved her hair to be a bit more dynamic. I know they've gone for a bit more of like the anime look where it's one piece at the back. But talking which, the paint on mine was absolutely perfect. And I do love the different colours. It's almost like she's just jumped straight out of the anime. Not to mention be able to have another large scale of this size of my favorite character is just, I wouldn't have thought it, you know? So fingers crossed, I'm hoping to get a few more other of my waifus in the extra large pop-up collection because it's such a great idea. It's the price I think is very worth it for the quality. The sculpt, the paintwork, the metallic is really lovely, and I just love all the details of the armor. You saw the close-ups. It's such a clean, crisp figure. What can I say? And yeah, she's a bit shorter, shy of the freeing, which I would have loved her to be, you know, a bit more similar, but you know, there are two different companies, two different prices, so I can't really complain, but definitely a must piece for any Erza collectors out there. Like, it's a must. I don't know if I was exactly thinking I was going to be disappointed with this one. I just thought, this is such an awesome idea, it's looking great, can't wait to see it in person, and they have definitely delivered. And yeah, no complaints, it's beautiful, it is exactly as it is, and I'm so happy to have her part of my Erza shrine. And then imagine if they did, I don't know, but I don't think they would do all the pop-up Erzas, but I'm just glad they did this one. Even though, like, the final version, this is from the final season of Fairy Tail, you know, because she's got one less shoulder piece. But I would have liked the first one, I guess a bit more. No complaint. But I just like how they have on her original outfit, like you saw in the non-scale Tsume version down there, and then this is the beautiful, of course you got the freeing, a pop, you know, Funko Pop. I decided to put it for a fun size comparison, and then you've got the small first release of her pop-up parade. See, I would have loved her hair to be a bit more like that if I'm going to be extra critical, but I can't complain too much. She is a beautiful crisp figure, and I guess it's good that she's different from her smaller counterpart. But yeah, truly incredible. No complaints. I'm so happy to have in my collection, and I've been enjoying her in the entirety of the year thus far. I'm just sorry it took me so long to be able to share my love of this figure till now. So yeah, I'm very excited to see more pop-up parade figures. So hopefully I'll be able to get a few. Like, the extra large is great. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the medium size. I just like, I don't know. I guess that's kind of like standard for them now as far as size. Because when you think about it, they're small. It's just a bit taller than a 1/12 scale. I'm just looking at them thinking now. Yeah, no, definitely not 1/12. They're like, gotta work out the scale. But the new ones, they're just like above. They're like more 1/6. So like, because there's like a vampire Miku, which looks like a cross between Toga and Miku, which I really love. But I'm just not too crash hot on the scale, because it does annoy me. The reason I'm like fine with the Erza, even though it slightly annoys me with the freeing being a bit bigger than her, I don't mind because I have so many Erzas, Erza Shrine, it's like my Homer section, even though they're actually pretty close scale versions, apart from the deformed one figures. But it does annoy me a little bit having too many of the same different scales. But for whatever reason, I've had her in here next to my other ones, and it just works. But yeah, so small pop parades are great. The large one, extra larges, I'm very happy with. The middle ones, yeah, not so much. Though, please, I don't know if I'm happy to pay an extra, like a little bit extra if they're gonna just do a plain acrylic, you know, base. So just make it look so much higher quality, because it's there. The figure looks so clean and crisp. The colors are amazing. The sculpt's pretty crisp. Like the seams, like, pressed together so well. I've just, yeah, nah, very happy. Wouldn't say gobsmacked, because I expected that type of quality from them. Pop-up parades are generally clean, though I have heard from other collectors that other figures haven't been as good, but so far with all the ones I've had, they've all been really good quality. Yeah, but definitely worth it. Anyway, there's some of my thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this unboxing as much as I did. And like always, be sure to take care, treat yourself, and I'll see you all very soon, okay? Thank you again for your support. Bye!